Hello guys, it's CTR Gaming here. Today I'm back with a new series. I did promise that Club Collection would be back for FIFA 16, but I have something that's just as good, if not better. This is Country Collection, where I'll go through all the national teams in alphabetical order and try to make the highest rated for each team. So this first episode is actually going to be Albania. Afghanistan do come before them, but obviously they don't have any players on the game, and even if they did have a few, it still wouldn't be enough to make a team. But yeah, this team is mostly non-rare silver, which might seem a disappointment, but when I was playing online with it in Division 7, it actually did quite well. I have 4 rules that I'm not sure if they tweaked or not, because I can't remember what the rules were last year for Club Collection, but they probably will be a little bit different. So 4 rules are: for the team, it has to be the highest rated team, not the highest rated player. So if there was an 86 rated and then there was an 84 rated, and whichever player I had, it didn't affect the team at all, and I could have the 84 rated, but most of the time I'll be going with the higher rated player. And for positioning, I'm only going to do 1 position change per player, so that's no strikers to cams or cams to CDMs, and only 3 position changes for the whole team altogether. That's only 3 players who can have a position change. And also for the bench, I'm going to allow no position changes, because a rule about the bench is that if it's possible, so if that country does have 2 goalkeepers like this one does, then I will have a goalkeeper, a defender, a midfielder, an attacker at least, and 3 any other players of my choice on the bench. So that means no position change for the bench, because then I could just make a left mid, a left winger, and take up my attacking spot on the bench. So starting with the full team, it is actually got a rare gold in it, which is Laura Connor, the ex-Sunderland man. He did play more of a defensive midfielder back in those days. Now he's quite a slow rare gold centre back, only rare gold of the team, and I believe he is the captain in football in real life. So I probably should have made him that for this team as well. And yeah, as I said before, it's got a mostly non-rare silver attack. One thing I will note is the non-rare silver Berisha. There's 2 Berishas in the team, the keeper and the striker, so it might get a bit confusing. But yeah, the striker is actually very good. He did score, I think, a hat-trick in the second game I played. I only played 2 games with this team. Normally I would play more if it was a better team. And another bad thing about the positioning is that since everyone has to be on 9 or 10 chem, Gashi there, as you can see on the bench, is the 74 rated. I can't actually play him because the team do not have any right midfielders at all, not even a bronze. So I couldn't actually fit him in the team, so he's got to go on the bench. And they do actually have a gold manager, Albania, which I was quite surprised about. And some better nations don't even have a manager from their country on the game, so that is quite a positive. And I did actually get quite lucky in the games. I'm not sure why this team did so well when it's so low rated. I was coming up against all gold rare BPL teams, and somehow I was still doing quite well. This guy, it was a bit of a weird one with this guy, because I went ahead and scored quite early on. It did lag a bit, so I'll show the replay. Yeah, where it doesn't lag. That was the silver cam there, Shkilashki. I think I'm going to have a horrible time pronouncing some of these names. Yeah, and then this is what happens after I've scored early on. He goes up in attack, and I actually got one of, I think it was my left back. Yeah, I got my left back red carded, and he literally just quit straight out the game. Like, I think maybe he was mad that I hacked him down when he was in on goal or something, and he just quit right out of the game, and I got the win for that game, which was, I guess, it was a good thing that I got the win. I'm playing online in Division 7 with this team, so you know, it's no walk in the park, especially when I'm using a full non-rare silver team online. In this other game, I was actually losing 3-0, and I thought, oh, well, this is why I'm using such a crap team, and I shouldn't be doing this. But then I actually bring it back to 3-2, and Berisha, the striker, had scored 2 goals. So then I deliberately put him on the pen so that I could get his hat-trick. And you know, that is quite an important part of this series, to play with some of the worst teams in this game and see if they actually turn out to be good. Like, I know some FIFA 14 silver teams were quite good. And you know, Berisha, yeah, he's quite low rated, but he actually turned out to be a good striker to use in my team. He's good at finishing and all that, so you know, it can be pretty good. That's the end of this episode of Country Collection. If you'd like to keep up with the series, then just subscribe to the channel. The next episode, I believe, will be Algeria. This is CTR Gaming signing out. Peace.